Hi, my name is Rex Dixon. I'm the creative director for Madden 15.
So talk a little about what your goals were heading into this generation.
So heading into the generation, last year our goal was really feature parity to make sure we didn't lose any features or mode, transitioning from Gen 3 to Gen 4. This year it's really about paying off the hardware with truly next-gen visuals, next-gen gameplay, really taking Madden to the next level.
So can you walk us through some of the new elements for this year's game? You want to start with defense, and that's going to be a big deal?
Yeah, the biggest thing in gameplay this year is our focus on defense, and the goal that we gave ourselves is make defense fun. Because I think for a lot of people, defense wasn't fun and they struggled with it. So we've completely redone defense, everything from tackling to pass rushing to coverage and zone AI. And you'll find a completely different defensive game this year, much more effective defense, much more balanced game overall.
Can you talk a little about some of the specifics on defense and how you guys are using new elements for the different parts of the defensive game?
Sure. So let's break down tackling a little bit. The big problem with tackling is spatial distances and people's inability to kind of judge the distance between the ball carrier and the tackler. So this year we've added a bunch of graphical components, feedback systems. It's something we call the tackle cone, which is kind of like showing you the distance that you need to be in range of the ball carrier before you can trigger a tackle. So that's really helped people fix open field tackling and be much more effective at that. Within the pass rush thing, instead of just spamming the right stick, which is the way you rush the passer previously in Madden, now we have very specific moves, power and finesse move mapped to A and X, and it's much more fun to beat blocks and get after the passer in this game.
You guys also were talking or showing some new stuff when it comes to the offensive side of the ball too, right?
The biggest change on offense this year is going to be the new pass accuracy system. So previously in Madden, we only had two types of pass accuracy. It was perfectly accurate and wildly inaccurate. What we've done this year is add the concept of an slightly inaccurate pass that can miss low, it can miss high, it can miss behind. And what that's done is then unlocked all these new catch animations, which are triggering just by nature of the placement of the ball. So it's really opened up the passing game. It might be much more interesting. The other big thing we got out of it is a greater separation between elite quarterbacks and everybody else. So the Peyton Mannings and Tom Brady's of the world are going to play completely differently than like the Geno Smiths and the Case Keenums.
Can you talk about the revamped play calling system?
Yeah, absolutely. So play calling has been a problem for us for quite some time. We feel like it feels like just picking a name out of a phone book on times, and you don't really learn much from it. Our most popular play calling mode, which is game flow, you didn't have any context for why that play was being selected for you. So this year what we've done is kind of pull our Coach Class companion app into the game. Play call has been completely redone, so now we're actually using telemetry data about which plays are most successful against certain defenses. And so now you have context about why a certain play is being chosen for you. And our hope is that over time you'll actually start learning, like, these passing concepts beat cover 2, or these passing concept beats cover 3, or this is the right thing to call in this situation. And our goal being that by the time you spent a few weeks or months with the game, you'll actually become more knowledgeable about football.
When it comes to the visuals, can you talk about the upgrade that you've been able to get with an extra year of development?
It's really across the board. I think last year we were building a lot of the tech that we needed to do our next-gen visuals, but we didn't get a chance to get the content in the game. This year you'll see we blew it out. Lighting is completely overhauled. Player likeness is really taken a step forward to getting very close to like 2K levels of quality. Stadiums look completely different this year. The player bodies look completely different this year. We have more tools for making fatter players flatter, and if players have like big lower bodies, we can do that now. Like Frank Gore has these huge thighs to match him, whereas some of the smaller running backs don't look that big. So you'll see a much greater separation. I mean, I could keep going on and on and on, but I think people will see as soon as you see the gameplay videos, this game looks dramatically better than last year's game.
Can you talk about improvements on the AI level?
Yeah, the biggest improvement on our AI side is really in the coverage, zone and man defense. We worked with a lot of NFL players who came in and visited with us, broke down Madden, told us what we were doing wrong, told us what works in real life, and we actually implemented those systems. The other thing we've done is on the offensive side of the ball, we've taught our quarterbacks how to do passing concepts. So they'll know how to make the right reads based on what a certain defender does, which has made them much more effective. The computer offense is much more effective this year.